Hey, good morning, friends. It's Julie Hamilton with Life Builders, bringing you simple tips to build a strong and healthy life on. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. We are not really Valentine's people. Like Damien usually has to work on Valentine's Day. So we kind of celebrate another day, and then I put up my obligatory post this morning, though, of a picture from the 90s, and I hope you guys had a fun day. I hope you know how much you are loved, and how much I love you, how much God loves you, and how much your love impacts the people around you. Good morning, everybody. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm sorry I switched the time really quick. It just ended up, and I'm trying to juggle like the sink guy coming to fix the sink we've been dealing with for like a week, and all of the stuff that's going on. Damien's working, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us a little bit earlier than normal. So in my post, I said that this is what my student's death is teaching to me every single day. And if you don't know, I used to be a teacher when we lived in LA, and I was a teacher for 12 years. And so I did some of it was an independent study portion. So we did a little bit of fun things where we did school for like Hollywood people. So yes, I did get to hold the papers of Hilary Duff and Shia LaBeouf, who were just little tiny middle schoolers, in my hands as we went on. But you know, some of the people that I was teaching also were people who had maybe grand mal seizures or were in the hospital or such and so on, and couldn't go to school. And this was the case with one of my students, one of my favorite students, Charlie Daniels. Okay, so if you know Charlie Daniels, you know this is not the fiddling with the devil Charlie Daniels. Good morning, Jessica. Great to see you. This is my favorite student, one of my favorite students, Charlie Daniels. She was just adorable, like the brightest little waif you've ever seen, and so spectacular, so full of life. And she had cystic fibrosis. And if you don't know what that is, if you do, maybe don't, but that's where the lungs kind of fill up with fibers, and so you basically end up not being able to breathe. And anyway, so a lot of that time that I was her teacher, she was in the hospital. And, you know, she did end up passing away when she was 16. And she was just a lovely little thing. I probably have some of her work out in the garage. She would make me these incredible books. Like if we were learning about the continents or something, she would make me like these incredible map books where she drew it. Even she would do things about math. But here's the question that haunts me a little bit, that I wish I would have asked Charlie, and even now. So that was probably at least 8, maybe 10 years ago that she passed away. But you know what haunts me today? It still bothers me, this question. Here she was, 16 years old, in the hospital with cystic fibrosis. We know she's dying. And what I was doing for her was making sure she did her algebra and geometry assignments, you know? And I was doing my job, which is what I was supposed to be doing. But at the same time, now looking back, I just want to ask myself, why did I never ask Charlie, what do you want to learn about? What do you want to experience in this life? Because what good was I doing teaching her geometry when I knew she wasn't going to live, you know, very much longer to get a job? I mean, that was what I was supposed to be doing, but at the same time, it drives me crazy, because I think what I should have said to her is, what do you want to experience? What do you want to learn about? What are you curious about? Let's make every moment you have on this earth count. Let's make it full of joy. Let's make it full of stretching. Let's make it full of all of these things. And, you know, but here's the reality, and here's how it applies to us, guys. We have to ask ourselves, we take for granted that we have a long life to live, but we don't know if tomorrow might be our last day. You don't know if tomorrow could be your kid's last day. And I don't want to say that, especially in light of all that's happened recently, but I do want to say we never know what's going on. And so we need to be asking ourselves, friends, am I learning what I'm supposed to be learning? Am I learning what I'm supposed to be learning? You know, when I sit down with Livy, and she's drawing and painting. If you saw yesterday, I finally started an Instagram for her with her art, and I'm stressing out about she needs to learn the 7 levels of classifications of animals: kingdom, phylum, order, let's see, King Philip can, oh, kingdom, okay, she just said them. Kingdom, order, class, order, and phylum. It's like, that is not going to, I mean, in the long run, that's not going to help her. And if she needs to look it up, she can look it up on Google, okay? Unless she becomes like a major scientist or something. But in reality, when I'm sitting there stressing about that and she is painting, she is learning far more about using her gift and being able to produce and experimenting with layers and colors and types of paints and canvas and watercolor paper. Like, in that moment, that is the thing that she is learning about her life. And it's not that important to me that she learns all of the species of arachnids. You can tell how much I like science. I do like science, but arachnids or whatever. We need to be asking ourselves, what is it that we need to be growing in, we need to be learning, and we need to be stretching? Because you don't want to get to the end of your life and say, I wish I had experienced going to Italy, or I wish I had experienced learning how to knit. I wish I had experienced the joy of creating something. I wish I had experienced, putting together this blog post. We do not want that to happen. I want you to have the fullest life that you can. And so I just want to ask you, friends, as you're going about your day today and the days of the rest of your life, ask yourself the question that Charlie inspires me to ask myself all the time. Am I learning what I'm supposed to be learning? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I shedding the status quo and going for it in what your life says what you need to be doing? Sometimes, my mom said sometimes it takes experience to teach us what's important. Now you understand and won't let that opportunity pass by. You have a wonderful heart. Oh, thank you, Mom. I love you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. It's like, and nothing makes us think about life more than death, right? I mean, that's where we start thinking about truly living. And when we watch someone going through the process of dying, we begin to see like all of that external stuff sheds and all of it falls away. And all you have at the end is just your soul and who you are inside, and nothing else really matters. I don't know why I'm just emotional about that today, but it teaches us really about living. If you've walked with somebody who's been through the journey of dying, you're learning how to live. So anyway, I hope that you guys have a very blessed day. I just want to encourage you, this book, Be Worth Following. It's a great book by Dr. Jen Bennett, and this is all about how to be different and influence people in a crowded social world. This is, I was just reading last night, that your social media influence has nothing to do with numbers. It has to do with impact. So if you want to see a book that marries faith, business, social media, this is the book you want to see, and I'm so excited because I'm interviewing her on Facebook Live next Saturday at 1 o'clock. I'm so excited. I want you guys to tune in because so many of you are influencers and you have the opportunity to influence people around the world that you may never even meet through your social media. So come in with me and let's interview Jen Bennett, Dr. Jen Bennett, and find out how to be worth following. So I love you all. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Mwah. May your minds be fierce and your heart strong and your spirit so kind. Thank you for stopping by today and listening to my rant. I hope it inspires you to move beyond the status quo and move into all the things that are in your heart and not be afraid to just let go of your expectations of what people think of you and what you feel like you have to do and go for it. I love you guys. Bye.